story, as you say. They're currently ranked, as you said, 210th in the world, very last in the entire world by FIFA. They have lost 199 of the 211 games they've ever played. But in this Nations League Group D campaign, September's win over Liechtenstein was their first competitive win, their first win in any game for 20 years. Last night, as you said, their first away win, the first time they'd scored multiple goals in a competitive game, the first time in any match they'd scored 3 goals, and the first time they've won after going behind as well. So to win this group, to win Group D, they've won 2 of their 4 group games. Before that, they had 1 win in 34 years. And some people watching may well be aware of the viral Twitter account as well that celebrates every San Marino win, or the very rare San Marino win. So fantastic story. And it might be about to get a bit better, Bella.
Yeah, because something that's not on this list is that the fact that they could now call in another player that's grabbed the headlines, Ben Doak, for his performances. Yeah,
he's been absolutely remarkable. Teenager on loan at Middlesbrough at the moment, but obviously plays for Liverpool. Both of these last 2 games, he's been absolutely sensational. Only made his international debut back in September, but was praised for performance against Josko Gvardiol in the win over Croatia, and again impressive up against Arsenal's Jakub Kivior, amongst others, last night. These are his last 2 games for Scotland. He ranks first in terms of chances created, first in terms of take-ons attempted, first in terms of final third passes completed, and first in terms of touches in the opposition box. So pretty impressive for Scotland. Also impressing at Middlesbrough this season. He's played 10 times, scored once, had 2 assists in their lap, because his carries into the penalty area first in the entire championship. Progressive carries third, his shot creating action first, and assists first as well, per 90 minutes as well. So look, he's impressing in the Middlesbrough jersey in the championship as well. He is a Liverpool player. Injury limited him just to 1 game. The future holds for Ben Doak, but really impressive for Scotland these last 2 games. And I think Liverpool fans could be excited about what a player they've got there.
Yeah, absolutely. If we look at the bigger picture then for Scotland, how can this win possibly impact their chances qualifying for the World Cup?
Yeah, well, obviously, Nations League, it has a big impact in terms of they could stay in that top group, and that means bigger games against the bigger teams, blah, blah, blah. But yes, it also impacts on the World Cup as well, because the draw for World Cup qualifying is next month. Scotland are in pot 2 as things stand. So in theory, in the World Cup group, there only would be 1 team, quote unquote, better than them. Now, they do need Georgia to get something against the Czech Republic, or Estonia to get a point against Slovakia tonight. Otherwise, they will drop into pot 3. So there is a chance they could drop into pot 3. But nonetheless, they will fancy their chances, given how they've performed the last 2 games against Croatia and Poland. And also the fact that they will be having those playoffs in March means there's a good chance they could be in a 5-team qualifying group as well. You can look at that 2 ways. On one hand, it means fewer games, which is great. But on another hand, it means less margin for error, because if you lose one of those games, then all of a sudden you're behind the 8 ball. But yeah, look, it could have implications for their World Cup qualifying as well. And obviously, as Scotland fans do not need to remind me, 1998, the last time they were at a World Cup. So they are desperate to be there in the US in a couple of years' time.
Could be. OK, thanks, Jamie.